Welcome to the Artie Lange Show. Could not be more excited for my first guest here. It's a guy who played with Bruce, was drummer for Bruce in a bunch of bands, including a band called Steel Mill and then the original E Street Band, and now he's doing his own thing. Please welcome Vini Mad Dog Lopez. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
How you doing,
John,
man?
Artie?
Yes.
Pleasure to be here.
You look great, man.
Well, I keep busy.
No, you look like one of the guys from the 60s who made it out, and you look sophisticated. You still got the hair, and it's
Yeah.
a sophisticated gray, and you look all right.
Well, I like I said, I do a lot of caddy.
Yeah,
I've been caddying for this one pro for 27 years.
Is that true?
We were in the U.S. Open last year out in San Francisco.
You're kidding me.
Oh yeah, we qualified, and now we got the Met Open coming up.
And you caddy.
And I caddy. Oh yeah.
Do you also play, I guess?
I can play.
Right.
I have 6 holes right.
What is the art of being a caddy? I mean, like Tiger Woods caddy makes a couple $1 million a year, right, or whatever it is. Like,
He always makes. Yeah, he makes them. Good,
is it your job, like before, like if you're in the U.S. Open, your caddy goes out and studies the course, and it's his job to know every hole and give advice to the. I mean, it's a real job. It's not like somebody's lackey or assistant.
See, the guy I caddy for, Mark, I've known him since he was a kid.
Right.
All right. And I met him when he was an assistant at Hollywood Golf Club down in Deal, New Jersey.
Okay.
And he was a kid, and I was still an old fart then. You know what I mean? So now we've been together for 27 years.
Yeah. So you've seen him grow up playing the game.
And he's really good at it. We really don't. I don't say much to him unless he asks me, which is a big thing about kids if they want to be a caddy.
Sure.
Speak when spoken to.
Right.
You know, don't give somebody a miss thing there. Don't say, "Oh no, hit a hard 8" when you really want to just hit a regular 7.
Exactly. You can screw it up.
Let the guy do it. You know, and then at the end you get paid if you shut your mouth, walk, carry the bag, and don't lose any golf balls.
That makes you a real fascinating guy because a 60s really talented drummer, I think the last thing they'd ever be is also a caddy on the side. Like that's two ends of the spectrum.
I don't do it at country clubs anymore. I used to.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't carry 2 bags anymore, but I will carry Mark's 1 bag. And
Right.
sometimes that's one of those Rodney Dangerfield things, you know. That's what's the open.
With the tab of beer in it.
Yeah, you know, so you be careful with that,
Right.
you know. And but I've been with him a long time, and we just keep doing it year
Keeps you
after
healthy.
year. Keeps me very healthy.
Yeah.
Right, that's good.
Well, that and drumming too.
And drumming,
that's
too.
got to keep you.
I'm running in
fit.
place. You know, I walk all over 8
Yeah.
miles when we do them tournaments, and you know, it's quite a chore.
So you gotta indulge me, Vin. You know I'm a big fan. So how do you meet Bruce Springsteen? Like, what are the circumstances, and how does it go along from there? Like, how does it become meeting him, and then the E Street Band happens?
Well, I was with Danny Federici, okay?
The keyboard player who died recently.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And we were in a band with Bill Chinnick, who was a singer-songwriter from years ago, before Bruce, at the Jersey Shore.
Right.
And we traveled around. We did the Electric Circus here in New York City. We played Steve Paul's Scene. And we were called the Downtown Tangiers Rock and Rhythm and Blues Band. And we traveled all around. And we were on tour. So now the band, as bands do, they break up.
Right.
So Danny and I loved each other, and we still wanted to play together. So we were on a mission to find a bass player and a guitar player that, you know, that were going to write songs.
Right.
And I went to an Italian-American club in Long Branch one night, and there was Bruce playing with his band Earth.
Italian-American club.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're doing Hendrix and Doors and stuff, Cream, you know.
Yeah, I heard Bruce was just like an incredible technician.
He's an underrated guitar player.
He's a great guitar player.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
he's great.
That's something people just don't realize.
His guitar,
now.
he has a unique sound on the guitar. Like his guitar solos, you could tell it's him, which is a real rare thing. Yet when all these polls come out, he doesn't get the love that he should get.
No, I think he should get a little more love about
Why do
his
you think
guitar
that
playing.
is?
I don't know.
Because
But I mean,
he wanted to write songs, don't forget. So he did
he's
put
more.
the
I think he's
guitar down
such a
little bit.
good songwriter.
Yeah.
And he said that "Born to Run" and everything was written on the piano, not the guitar.
Right.
So maybe that overshadowed it a little bit. But he's a unique guitar player.
Because even Steel Mill, when he was bringing songs to us, he'd sit down at the piano and play them for us, and then we would take the music, you know, how it came,
Yeah.
and make it what it is, you know.
So
and,
you were specifically looking for a guy who could write songs.
well, Tinker. I met Tinker back in 1967, and the first thing he said to me, because Gary Talent was in this band with Moment of Truth. He
Another
goes,
E Street guy.
"You guys are great."
Yeah.
But you're not doing any original songs. He just came from California, where every band was doing original songs.
That was the Stones' problem too, right?
Sure.
Their first album or two was all covers, and their
Covers.
manager was like, "You got to write songs now."
You gotta write songs.
Right.
So Bruce, I heard him playing, and I said, "Yeah, Danny and I are going to be at the Upstage in a couple of weeks. Why don't you come and jam with us?" You know.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks later, 3 weeks, Danny and I go up to the Upstage, and we hear there's Bruce and little Vinnie Roslin, who's not with us anymore, and Big Bobby Williams, who also is not with us anymore.
Yeah.
And those three were jamming.
Right.
And we were like, "Oh man, listen to this guy." So we went up, Danny and I, and said, "Hey, you want to jam with us?" We got special permission, and then we played at the Upstage for like an hour.
Right.
The night we came, and then we went down to the Green Mermaid, have coffee, and we said, "Hey, you know, do you write any songs?" Now, that's a pretty stupid question, right? When
Well,
you
now
stop
it
and
sounds
think.
like it, but not.
Right. So yeah, he goes,
Yeah, I might have a couple in me.
I have a couple, and he did. He only had a couple. And actually, one of the very first songs we learned as child, which then became Steel Mill, was a song by Bill Chinnick
Right.
called Crown Liquor.
Okay.
And that was in our repertoire, and you know, so, and Bruce will probably never admit that, but he did a Chinnick song. Wow. You know?
Well, he was very young at the
But then,
time.
but then it all progressed, and we just practiced, and made things
right.
happen.
How old was he at the time? How old were you? How old was
in
Bruce?
'68, he was probably like 19.
Yeah, we
Right.
were 18, 19. He's 6 months younger than me.
Teenagers, literally. So,
Yeah.
Wow. So now you become a band now called Steel Mill.
Right.
And does Bruce start writing songs for Steel Mill?
Yes.
Okay. And any of those songs, none of those songs got to like the first E Street album. They were all separate. So there's a whole separate catalog of stuff from Steel Mill that he wrote.
Yeah, Bruce gave me permission a few years ago to do any of the Steel Mill songs that,
no kidding.
that I want to do.
Yeah.
Gave me the mechanicals, and we have 2 Steel Mill CDs out. The,
Oh, wow, I
The
love
Dead
it.
Sea Chronicles and the All Man the Guns for America,
love to
which
check
are
that
all
out.
Steel Mill songs
Yeah.
that Bruce wrote,
Wow.
and he even liked them. So I know I did something good.
That's
you know.
great. Yeah.
So how do those songs compare to, other Bruce
Well,
songs?
They're nothing like the Bruce songs. You might hear a tinkling of a song that he writes, 5 years ago that might have a segment from one of these songs in it, but he doesn't even realize it's there. It's just those songs we did jazz, we did country music, we did straight hard rock and roll.
Right, because Greetings is his first E Street album that you were on. Of course, you could really tell the Dylan influence in the writing because of all the acoustic and the words. Like so many words are in a verse that are packed in there. It's all brilliant, but I guess that's how it changed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it changed right there.
Right. So now, how did it become the E Street Band?
Well, this is a funny story because Davey Sanchez, our keyboard extraordinaire, he lived on E Street.
Okay.
So we would spend a lot of time on E Street when we would go out on tour because I always was driving or Clarence was driving. Well, we'd pull up in front of Davey's house.
In Belmar, New Jersey.
In Belmar, New Jersey.
Right, okay.
And we'd pull up in front of Davey's house and he'd go, "I'll be there in a minute." And then 20 minutes later, he's still not out there. We're all sitting in the car, and his mother would bring us and maybe give us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he's still not ready. So we spent a lot of time on E Street. So when we were searching for the name of a band, and believe me, we had a lot of names.
I'm sure.
Loose Bruce and the Caboose. We did that. That one wasn't going to fly, But E Street
Because it seemed like there were bands all over the place at that time, right?
Oh, God, it was
late
incredible.
'60s. Everybody was thinking of the right name, and
Incredible, a lot of bands.
Right.
All coming from all over.
Right.
And there we were.
Right.
Out in the mix.
So do you remember who suggested E Street, or at this point you don't even remember?
I think it was probably Clarence or
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
The
somebody
E Street
like
Band.
him, yeah, the East Street Band. He goes, "Hey, we spent a lot of time here, Lopez. You better come up with a better name than that." So
We got to take a break, and can you hang out for us?
I'm with you.
Thanks, Vin. We're going to take a break, come right back with Vinny Mad Dog Lopez. His band, License to Chill, that's a great name. They're going to play a little bit later, too, on the show, so we'll be back after these words.